Hey guys, welcome back to Small Talk with Valerie. That's me. So I'm getting a little better at this, a little rusty. It's been a while since I've done this sort of thing, like sit, talk to a camera. Been about 5, maybe 6 years. So we're getting a little used to it again, a little more comfortable. That helps. But I want to introduce something that we're going to be doing on my show every week. We're going to be doing a word of the week. So it'll be said somewhere within the show. It could be repeated all throughout, or it could just be in a little segment of the show. So you got to listen every time. And at the end of the show, we'll reveal what the word of the week was. So let's get started. The first thing I have on my agenda is a good friend of mine. She has a entertainment company called Fire and Ice. Her name's Trish. She's doing a little thing this week with Memorial Day weekend coming up, where she normally goes to locations, has DJing, does karaoke, but obviously right now she can't do karaoke. So she's just doing DJing. But if you have a cookout, a block party, obviously social distancing yourselves, give her a call. If you mention me that I told you about it, she'll give you a discount at her rate. Her rates are really good, by the way. And she's a lot of fun. She actually DJ'd my senior prom. So I've known her for a while. She's a good friend of mine. Awesome music, great energy. If you need good music for your party, because every party needs some rockin' music, give her a call at, what's her number? 954-801-9930, because you need musical fun at your party. Like I said, mention I sent you. She'll give you a discount. Give her a call. You won't be sorry. What else are we doing today? So today, we're also going to talk about places reopening. I know up here in Palm Beach, Boca area, things have been open for roughly a week, right? Well, I'm from Broward. Everything's kind of opening now. Well, I shouldn't say that. A lot of things have been open. Yay or nay? Yes and no. Beaches are still not open. They opening? I don't know. Are beaches open today? Cool. Beaches are open. I love the beach. I grew up on the beach, but you won't catch me at the beach for a while because they are going to be packed. So if you plan on going to the beach this weekend, it is Memorial Day weekend, keep your distance. We don't want this thing coming back. Everything was closed for a reason. Let's keep things open. I myself am going a little crazy being indoors all the time. I live in a house with 5 other people. I need space. Everyone needs to keep their sanity, right? So families are a little concerned still because they, whether they live with someone that has a low immune system or can catch, like if they catch this, they may not survive it. So we do need to be cautious. Wear a mask out. If you go to malls, if you go to beaches, anywhere where there's normally a lot of people, triple that right now. Okay, just think about that. I have a friend. She's in Port St. Lucie. She went to the Treasure Coast Mall. I think that's what it's called, the mall up there. She was amazed at how packed it was. Like, not even all the stores were open, and it was flooded. Wear your mask, but don't go everywhere. Yes, we hear gyms are open, malls are open, beaches are open, everything's open. But that doesn't mean we all go running straight for it now, right? I just smacked myself. Keep in mind, yes, it's open. We want to run free, but that doesn't mean we should, okay? So, like myself, I'm dying to go to the beach, dying to get in that kayak, go somewhere, do something besides just coming here and going there, and that is it, staying in my car. But, you know what? As much as we want to get out and open, we also got to remind ourselves that this virus is still out there. There's no cure for it yet. So that means we have a risk of having it all come flooding back and have everything shut down again. And that's no fun. We don't want to do it. I know I don't want to deal with this anymore. So keep in mind, go out, but keep your distance. Follow the guidelines that are set up to keep you and your family safe. So that way families with that might live with their grandparents or just babies with low immune system, anything. Infants, they don't know what to do. They didn't ask for this. They have no knowledge of what's going on. They'll hear about it in the history books because those books are going to be rewritten just based off of this. So we're going to go to a quick commercial break. One more thing. The theme parks. The biggest thing our state is known for that is currently closed. I know they're working to find some sort of way where it's still very enjoyable from maybe when you were little to now. Like, say you've gone that deep period, like I know I did. I went when I was 8, and then I didn't go again until I was 18. That's a 10-year difference. I had what I thought it was very much like it was when I went. But it's not going to be like that anymore. There's going to be, you have to wear masks. There's going to be blocks taped up on the road. It's going to be very different. So if you're planning on going anytime this year, let me know what you're anticipating, what your fears are about it. That's a big thing to think about. Gyms too. It's like, how am I going to work out and wear a mask at the same time? That's not going to work. I'm asthmatic. I lose my breath when I start talking really fast, like I am right now. So, lesson learned here: I need to slow down. See, I talk really fast when I'm nervous, so that's how you know I'm still getting used to this. So I'm learning. But yeah, that's a thought. Busch Gardens, Disney, Universal, all those amazing fun things. How are they going to rework it? Gyms. I don't plan on wearing a mask to a gym, to the beach. I don't want that giant tan line like this. Who wants that? That's an ugly tan line, right? All right, so now we're going to get a commercial break. When we come back, I'm a college student, right? In the fall, what are they going to do? That's probably the biggest question in everyone's mind. We have to plan now for this stuff. We have to register for classes. If you don't live near a school, you have to find your boarding. What are they going to do about that? We're going to discuss that when we come back. But it is a need. It helps us mentally and physically. It helps with our sanity. The UVC in sunlight has proven to help with our immune system, which is why when you're sick, you're urged to go outside and sweat it off. So the takeaway here is go outside, stay healthy. You're watching Small Talk, the show where we express ourselves with small randomness. We fill every show with something different. If you have something that's different or random that you would like to discuss, call us at 866-224-5422. Let's get back to the show. Hey guys, welcome back. So, like I said, before we went on commercial break, we were going to be discussing what the college campuses plan on doing. The question is, they don't know yet. So right before, about 2 weeks ago, I would say, I had to return some gear, some sound gear, because so at FAU, for the production classes, they allow you to rent out gear, whatever you need, lights, cameras, sound, like audio equipment, all that stuff, to make a production. So I went to campus because I had to return some sound gear. And I saw one of my professors there, and we started talking, and the biggest question on my mind, like I know it is on your mind, is what do they plan to do about going back to the classes, going back to campuses in the fall? Like, this is a really big thing because I know I'm fortunate enough to live within driving distance of all my campuses, like Boca, Davie, all of that. But there are people that are not as lucky as I am. So they have to plan for that. But not only am I lucky, but I am a planner like that. I need to know what's going on. This giant unknown that we've been living with for the last 2 months, driving me nuts. I don't know about you, but I need a beginning, a middle, and an end, basically to every story. So the fact that they don't know what they're going to do and the possibility that we might go back to class go back to campuses in the fall, that's a great thing to hear. But the problem is, like this semester started, the spring semester, we started going to classes and then not even, we went on spring break like the second week of March. And during that spring break, I got an email from the school. They were like, not going back. I was like, that's crazy. They can't do that again because there are people that live in Tampa but go to FAU and they need to make plans. They need to figure out what they're going to do. Not everyone has a car either. So if they don't have a car and they come to FAU, they stay in the dorms and then September comes. Like classes start August 22nd or something like that. September comes and we get a notice saying, oh, you got to pack up everything and move because we're going to distance learning. That's not fun. So bottom line, college campuses, this is the biggest thing. It's been the biggest thing on their minds probably since we started this whole distance learning thing. But now that we're adjusting or slowly readjusting to life as we know it, normal, I guess, they need to figure out what they're going to do about the fall semester because it's quickly approaching. You know, I didn't realize that Memorial Weekend was next weekend. So May went like that. So we need to figure out, start a petition if you need to. My professor told me, he goes, start a petition. If you feel very strongly about this, that classes probably just shouldn't even be on campus in the fall, start a petition and do that. Because, like, for me, it's honestly half and half. But if you're taking production classes, for instance, those are kind of hard to do online, I would say. I'm lucky I have one class left. And I've talked with the professor. I think it's a pretty okay class to be doing distance learning. But there are other classes where I've taken and I'm like, I can't imagine doing this from a distance learning because it's just, you know, you're basically teaching yourself how to use Adobe Premiere Pro or After Effects. Those things aren't easy to begin with. So if you feel strongly about this, start a petition. If not, I guess you're just going to be smooth sailing and waiting to see what happens like the rest of us. And hopefully they'll make a decision sooner rather than later about what they want to do. If it's, you know, safe enough. I know there's not a whole lot of information yet for them to really make a decision on whether or not to do distance learning, whether to go in school. And they probably know that if they choose to be on campus, that they might lose like their student involvement. I think that's the wording. Like their level of like students registering versus not are going to drop. That's the case because people don't want to take that risk. They don't want to, you know, move to Orlando, and have the possibility of having to go back home mid-semester. Like, that's just not an easy thing to do. So, let me know. If you start a petition, I'll sign it. But, I mean, it could go either way for me. Something else I want to talk about real quick. Family. That is the biggest thing I have had to fall back on during this whole thing. Because like I told you, I'm a planner. This whole thing about the unknown is very wary to me mentally. Like, I like to know what's going on, and the fact that they don't know what's going on has been a little hard on me. But family has been the best thing to back me up. So also with comes with family is history. Obviously, you could kind of take one look at me and be like, oh, she's Hispanic or Latino. Yes, I'm half Cuban. Do I know the culture? Mm-mm. Do I speak it? No. So a lot of people, they assume, and then they're surprised when they hear, you don't speak Spanish? No, I just wasn't raised like that, but that's okay. Because I've learned that as I've gotten older, I've become more curious about it. And I want to know how many people are out there. And this doesn't just go for like the Hispanic culture. There are lots of cultures out there where, you know you're in your DNA somewhere, you're part of like this culture that you don't know about. I have found that right now is the perfect time to sit down with a grandparent, a parent and learn about your history. My mom told me the other day, because you know all those stars, all those big famous people, how they have their, you scroll through Facebook and they have those, sorry guys, dry throat. They have those little short, like 7-minute videos made about like their history and like how they went from not famous to famous. Well, my mom's like, you could make one of those about grandma. I was like, sure, because, you know, she's the only grandparent I have left at the moment from both sides of the family, and she has a lot of history that I don't know about, and it's good to take advantage of. She told me the other day that she had some lump or something removed from the side of her head when she was like 10, and I had no idea. I don't even remember the name, but I'll get back to you on that. But I want to know how many of you have gone from this little kid, but as you've gotten older, you've been more curious about where you're from, what's in your DNA. I know that my abuelo, see? Very little Spanish. They came here from Cuba, and then my dad was born. But I know very little about that. I know how they came through the Freedom Tower in Miami, and they stayed in Miami. But it's very important, I think, to know. Sorry, I'm choking. I'm going to go to a quick commercial break just so I don't die. And then I'll reveal the word of the week. Hey guys, this is Valerie from Small Talk. Today I am here to tell you guys how important it is that you go outside and breathe in the fresh air during this time. Yes, we need to keep our social distancing when going outside, but it is so important for people to be in the fresh air. It is not a want, but it is a need. It helps us mentally and physically. It helps with our sanity. The UVC in sunlight has proven to help with our immune system, which is why when you're sick, you're urged to go outside and sweat it off. So the takeaway here is go outside, stay healthy. You're watching Small Talk, the show where we express ourselves with small randomness. We fill every show with something different. If you have something that's different or random that you would like to discuss, call us at 866-224-5422. Let's get back to the show. Hey guys, all right, so now my throat's completely clear. Water, gotta drink it, stay hydrated. Okay, so before we end our show, I told you at the beginning that I reveal our word of the week. So I hope you were listening to figure out the word. Like I said, it would either be hidden a little bit throughout, or it might be obvious. So the word of the week is family. So be with your family, hug your family if you can. Because I know, like for me, I'm dying to hug my grandma. I haven't hugged her in 2 months. But you know, the day will come where I'll be able to touch her again. So, but you know, nowadays it's all about family. Family is like one of the most important things you can have to hold, whatever. When no one else is there, family's always there. My dad always said, you can never count on anyone else but family. So, anyways, that's it for our show today. Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to come back next week, 10:30 on Monday, to see your new word of the week. Till then, bye. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to tune in next time for a new word of the week, along with a new and exciting randomness. Till then, stay small.